Family, it is Money Monday, and in the studio with me is my sister, Janai Thornton. Of course, a lot of people across this country are still recovering after Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma. We want to make sure that our listeners across the country, and even maybe you say, Willie Moore, listen, I had a car accident, or maybe, something happened to your home. We want to show you how to go through the insurance company the right way, how to do the right thing in this particular time of storm. Janai Thornton is in the house. How you doing, Janai?
I'm good. Happy to be here as always every Monday.
Indeed. Let me give her hello again, big man.
No, do it.
Hey,
Hey,
Janai, how you doing? Let's just reprieve.
Okay, I'm good. Happy to be
There
here.
we go. Praise the Lord. Yes,
Why do I have to say it again? I get it.
Shout out to Big Man, the producer, on the No Turn On mic. Praise the Lord. So after the storms, what you need to do, and about homeowners and renters insurance, so many of our friends in Houston who are listening right now, and all my friends in Florida who are listening right now, maybe my listeners across the country just have family members down there. My question to you, I know people can really be surprised by what's not covered by their renter's insurance or their homeowner's insurance. What typically is not covered?
Well, before we get into that, I want to make sure that people understand no matter where you live, they definitely want to pay attention because you could have had a fire, you could have had a break-in. This is not always just about a flood and a storm.
Wow.
So we want our listeners to be prepared across the country. So no matter what happens, renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, everybody's going to be good.
Wow.
Right.
Indeed.
And so a lot of times people just assume certain things are naturally going to be covered.
Yeah.
But you will be surprised based on your individual policy what isn't. So a lot of times damage from mold is not covered.
Okay.
If you have any sort of sewer backup, that's not going to be covered. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a specific flood insurance policy, anything from a flood is not going to be covered.
Wow.
If you have damage, maybe you have you're having a renovation done at your house. They make a mistake. Something happens at your house. That could potentially not be covered too.
Wow.
For our people out in California, earthquake damage is not covered.
Ooh.
You have to have a separate earthquake policy. And I had some people reach out to us out of the Houston area who were saying, we're roommates. We live in a 3-bedroom. Only one of us had a rent insurance policy. The other two didn't. Only the one who has the policy is actually covered.
Yeah.
Each roommate has to have their own separate policy.
Yeah.
So there's a whole list, but it's all on your policy, and most of us never look at our policies to see what is actually excluded.
Wow. And so if you're married right now and you and your husband are living like roommates, y'all don't count. You can say that you all good, your insurance is intact.
Right.
You know what? I just want to know this because so many times many people don't understand how much goes into knowing what you have.
Right.
How important is it for somebody to keep inventory on what you have? Maybe it's pictures, maybe it's receipts. How do you do that, and should you do that?
Because you think about it, it's your responsibility to prove what you have.
Yeah.
So if you have fire or theft or flood or whatever damage, you have to tell the story to the insurance company.
Yeah.
And like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Is it worth us taking the pictures or videotapes of our homes or our apartments, of all the stuff we have, serial numbers of our large ticket items? All of that is really, really important because if you can't prove it, you're not getting reimbursed for it.
So, Janai, I want to ask you this. If you suffered a loss, whether it's the storm or whether it's fire or theft, what should you do first? And what's that process? Because I know that a lot of people are real nervous, you're
Right.
scared. It's what do I do? How do you get in that process, and what's the best way?
Well, you do want to contact your insurance company.
Okay.
But if there's something going on, if you all need to leave the house, please do that.
Okay.
If you can, you want to document any damage and you want to stop any additional damage from happening. But if you need to leave, do that. Now, if it's theft, you absolutely need to call the police right away. Because you're going to have to file that police report. And so from there, now you have to get ready to position yourself because I think what a lot of times people think this process is going to be easy to be made whole again. It typically is not easy.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of back and forth. You need to prepare yourself. You're already emotional.
Yeah.
You've already suffered a significant loss. But a lot of insurance companies, it's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
And you have to prove it. What is missing? What was damaged? What is all of that? It is their job to verify that. The more prepared you are, the easier the process is going to be.
That's good.
So again, when we talked about that documentation, having the pictures, having the video, having the inventory list, most of the insurance companies, you can actually do that on most of their websites.
That's
You
good.
can keep up with it, but you don't want to have these pictures or this inventory only on your phone and it's not someplace else, because obviously you're going to need to get access to it.
Yeah, hanging out with D. Janai Thornton, our financial specialist here, and we're discussing what you need to know about homeowners and renters insurance, because our friends in Houston who suffered loss through Hurricane Harvey, our friends all throughout the southern coast who had to fight with Hurricane Irma, like they're still going through that loss.
Yeah.
I've heard a term, and I want to know what it is. Articles policy. Like, what's the articles policy?
Okay, it's that personal articles policy, and this is what messes a lot of people up. So if you have jewelry, if you have fur coats, if you have computers, if
Crystal, you listening?
you know I'm looking at her right now.
Come on,
She-
look
I mean, she's looking at me.
let's look at Crystal Lee.
No.
Okay, go ahead, tell her.
But if you have any of those type of items, your current renters or homeowners policy is only going to cover a loss to a certain amount.
Yeah.
So everybody's policy is different. So if you have a shoe collection, a purse collection, whatever your thing is, I guarantee you it's only going to be covered to a certain amount. You're going to have to get what's called a personal articles policy to cover everything else.
Personal articles
Policy. Yep.
Let's
Kristen
make sure
taking
that
her
we do
notes.
it. And
She
I'm
got
taking my
it.
notes too. Family, I pray that you take